Hello, hello. Welcome to the 2023 Spades Cuddle Championship. I am the Cuddle Cryptid, Tough Yamato, and I will be your host for going through all these cool-ass games today. We have some people joining in to their matches. I am joined today by the Doctor himself.
Howdy, folks.
Um, just give them the heads up that we're good to go.
And looking across the bracket, we've got Aleph 1, first seed, facing off MonarchMan, 8th seed, bbjme versus Avi, 4th and 5th seed, respectively. SUBMARINO versus, I'm going to screw this up, meichthys, 2nd and 7th seed. I hope meichthys, I'm going to ask you about your name later on, because, apologies, I just botched that. 2nd and 7th seed, respectively. And then G-Man and ButterBothSides, 3rd and 6th seed, respectively. A lot of these players returning competitors from previous tournament matches. Very curious to see how they'll go up against each other, as a lot of these folks have, ran into each other before. This is not their first match. They know each other's play styles at least a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of returning players, two newer players as well. At least not in the previous tournament, for sure. So it's pretty. Yeah. I think we're going to hop into probably Aleph's game, the top seeds game, when we get it up and running. So let's see what we can see here. Did give them the heads up that they can begin. Gotta wait for them to follow up. Also, new thing for this Spades tournament, we have bingo. As you can see on screen, we have our own bingo board. So we will be playing only for stream games. The players can also have their own cards. You can make your own if you use the command !bingo. Excuse me. And you'll be able to follow along. We'll be bringing this up between games and in some downtime if we see something crazy. You can take a look at what the events are. All of them are pretty rare. We're giving this a try, and we may adjust it to be a little more a little easier next time, but we wanted to try it out and see how people liked it. So let's see here if we do have spectate. All right, let's hop into LF1 versus MonarchMan. LF1 on the top of your screen, MonarchMan on the bottom. LF starting
MonarchMan
with
with two
triple
fours.
queens, 10
Yeah,
9 2.
but MonarchMan with those two fours. Two fours is a very scary thing to see here for Aleph. I mean, he could just losing 2/3 of his hand almost.
Yeah, that would definitely be devastating early on. MonarchMan doesn't have any royals, but has some pretty decent point cards, some pretty decent responses to the queens with the 6. Of course, Aleph has that too, to try and counteract some of that clear. 10 is always nice to have. First queen comes out from Aleph. See what MonarchMan wants to do about that. 6 comes out. And Aleph has no reason to play the 2 this early when he's got another one. 4 comes out. Let's see. Aleph lets it ride. Gets rid of the last queen and the third queen and the ace.
Yeah, you've got to think he's probably not too upset to let it go, but I mean, granted, he's sitting pretty behind a queen, not knowing that his opponent's sitting on this ace. Seems
Yeah.
like MonarchMan's in a favorable position to me. I mean, it's 2 7s that he can just jam down and really gets his pick of the litter in terms of play in his first few turns here.
Yeah, definitely some solid aggression, being able to come out with that 10 from the 7 top deck. Aleph does pick up the 4th queen in his hand as well. Ooh, King Jack. All right. Monarch decides to pull the king that he saw from Aleph 7.
And he just lets the 10 go. I mean, I think it's probably, really not much he can do here unless he's willing to blow this ace a little early. But I think just sitting on it, the longer he can, hopefully get more value out of that.
All right.
A 3 early on. This is a very interesting choice. I mean, you lose a bit of tempo, but there you go. I was gonna say but if you have something in mind that you want to be able to throw down as far as winning plays here go. The tough part for MonarchMan is he gonna call Olive's bluff essentially and say maybe you do have a 2, maybe you don't, drop that 6, but instead he goes for the safer play, the scuttle.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely plays it safe there. He probably thinks that Aleph is likely to have a 2 in this situation.
After Olive has gotten all 4 queens, you gotta imagine that he's probably sitting on something else. But
so just jams the 6 here, see what happens. 2 does come out, understandable from Aleph, just easy play.
Yeah, smart of MonarchMan to test the waters now instead of waiting until later on. But unfortunately,
that is going to be it for game 1.
It's unfortunate. He really didn't have many other options there. Even with the 7, that could get countered just as well, and it would have left him with not too much else on the table.
Yeah, that's absolutely a thing. I see in chat somebody said that there was a quad 2 in Submarino versus meichthys. That's
Thank
pretty.
you for
that's pretty exciting.
That looks like
yeah. If you guys want to play your own bingo boards, feel free. I will pull up the thing.
Funny enough, it looks like we may not have. Well, we have quad counters. There you go. Okay. So
yeah, quad counters. Yeah. So if you want to play on your own and you hear about things from other games, feel free. We will be playing just our own stream board that I already showed. So let's see. We've got Monarch on the top of your screen, Aleph on the bottom. 4s are flying already. MonarchMan has already played 2 4s, and Aleph has 1 in his hand. Lots of discard.
Deja vu from our last game, no? It's just MonarchMan starts out with these 2 4s somehow.
Yeah, and Aleph decides to discard his own 4, keep that queen 2 safe in his hand. Triple 2s from MonarchMan here in his hand. Pretty exciting.
One other thing to mention and think about with the bingo board is the game we're watching here. If MonarchMan manages a win, there's our 3-seed upset.
That is true. That would be pretty exciting. The bingo board is for the whole tournament, not just for a single match. We picked some pretty rare events, so we figure we probably will see some of them throughout the tournament, but not so much in a single match. Certainly not all of them or anywhere close. So
and you gotta really love MonarchMan's position here. He's kind of got what Aleph had last turn. He's sitting behind this queen king. Really has
and has the 2s to just shut down anything that Aleph wants to do. 7 comes out into a 7. Can we get 7 into 7 into 7 is one of the bingo things, but we just miss it on this occasion.
Do I get my
9
free
comes
Dunkin'
out
Donuts from Aleph if we win our bingo game, or how does this work? Redeem at Aleph's house in person only.
Yeah. Ace comes out from Aleph after that Jack 9 does get countered.
Monarch doesn't want to see that after he's invested so much in this.
There it is. And that's all he needed.
Upset, at least for a match, maybe not for the whole whole set, but I would give it to MonarchMan. That's
that was a very well piloted game, absolutely. So we'll see if MonarchMan can follow it up and give us the 3-seed upset.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but Aleph hasn't been out. I think into losers in the first round in any of the recent tournaments. So this would be a first.
Not in a long time. So here we are. We got Aleph on the top of your screen, Monarch on the bottom. Very similar hands. King Jack 10-9 5-3 for Aleph. Queen Jack 10-8 7-6 for MonarchMan. 6 immediately comes out from Monarch. He wants nothing to do with that king.
hiding that king, not even giving it a chance. And unfortunately for him, Aleph has got that draw, so they do sort of net out evenly here, kind of still with, basically same card value. The problem for MonarchMan, I would say, is it's almost disadvantageous to have these, two jacks and a queen, not, now knowing, especially that Aleph's got a queen of his own that he can sit behind.
Yeah, I think MonarchMan probably needs to get that queen jack combo down sooner than later.
Right, and you have to wonder, like, if now again with
Ooh,
these
does
last
pull the 6 off the top deck, which is pretty nice. Will blow up his own 8, but he already has gained the information of what's in Aleph's hand.
right,
Jack
and
does
I was
come
gonna
out.
say, you gotta throw that jack down sooner than later. We not wait until the queen goes out.
I think
You just jack
probably a
again.
solid play. Yep, just do it again.
And Aleph says, I don't like seeing that, so let's get rid of it. And then I guess the question here is, do you scuttle with the 10 of spades? I mean, I feel like it's safer, but
Yeah, I think he has to here, because obviously
right.
playing the 6 would just doom you to losing the
Right.
game more or less instantly.
You're right. The ace wouldn't be a bad choice. The question is, would you're afraid of the 2, right? You got to respect that option. So
Yeah,
do you
absolutely. Well, actually, he doesn't have to respect the 2 because he can see Aleph's hand in this case.
right? Yeah. The idea is,
I always forget about glasses.
Yep. That's the
So
even with the goggles.
We'll see what Monarch wants to do. He knows that. Oh no!
Oh yikes, MonarchMan, poor guy.
Yeah, did not go how he had planned there.
Aleph seems like he's gonna go for the biggest points possible.
Yep.
We don't quite get that 30-point win, but it's almost there.
Yeah, it was a pretty big one. That was an unfortunate play there. It can get very confusing with multiple jacks.
And from what I remember, I mean, I think MonarchMan is somewhat newer to the tournament scene. I don't remember seeing him in previous.
Yeah, I don't think he's been in previous tournaments, but like still taking a game off of the #1 seed. Like Aleph has been playing this game nonstop for years, so that's a pretty good showing already. But MonarchMan will have the chance for the salty run back through the losers bracket. Let's hop into the Submarino versus meichthys.
And one thing to call out, I mean, how many cards just got scrapped with that 6? I mean, that might have been a bingo thing alone. Is that 5 cards scrapped? Oh yeah, Aleph's confirming that 5 cards scrapped with that 6.
Yep. So I will update that, and now we're in the meichthys Submarino, and we've got double glasses, which I think might also double glasses. That's 2 things back to back. So we've got.
And meichthys, if you're listening to this, I did reach out to you, friend, and asked you if you could please clarify how we pronounce your name. Apologies in the interim if we botched that.
Yep. Many apologies. I should have checked beforehand. But we've got meichthys on top with glasses 8 and a 7
against Submarino.
Queen 10 9 9 8 6 3 2. Pretty full hand over there. And then Submarino on the bottom of the screen with King 10 9 9 8 3 2 ace with a queen and glasses 8 on the board. 6 gets countered by Submarino, pulling something back from the scrap with that 3. It's got to be the 2.
Yeah,
that just makes the most sense with a queen on the board. It's so powerful.
Watching Submarino play across all these different games, I would say probably a blue player clearly likes control, clearly likes counter. Value, intelligently values the ability to instant stop a play, and that's just a huge momentum swing. I mean, Submarino is very consistently good at pulling these off.
Yeah, Submarino is a great player. Has been around almost as long as Aleph has, I think. Very early on, joiner to the community, and very good player. 3 comes out, counters it again from Submarino. Just wants nothing, like just shutting down everything meichthys can throw out. Submarino drops the king. Let's see what meichthys can come up with. meichthys does have the 10 of spades to potentially scuttle Submarino's 10. They both know what's going on, so there's no hidden
no secrets.
Yeah, no secrets allowed here. 10 cut does come out from Submarino, just asking meichthys to play the
That's
10
the
for scuttle.
right? Yeah, you gotta hope, especially with his lowered goal. Also, just a quick update on this side of the bracket. Baby Jamie and Avi's games have finished. Baby Jamie came out on top there, so we're gonna see Aleph and Baby Jamie for the round 2 match coming up.
Fantastic. Let me pull up the bracket so I can have that on the side screen as well. All right.
And there you go.
There we go. Quick
Submarino.
finish from Submarino. There. So, and it looks like our first losers bracket match will be MonarchMan, the 8th seed, against Avi. We're mostly going to be focusing on the winners bracket matches. So we're going to take a look at Aleph versus Baby Jamie here. For the next match, Aleph on the top of your screen with King Jack 6-3 Ace 7 on board. Baby Jamie just absolute aggression 9-9 out there.
And you gotta wonder, does Baby Jamie go for the 6 here, gamble that Aleph doesn't have the 2, or does he burn that valuable 10 for a scuttle?
Yeah, we'll have to see
what. Another meticulous player here. I would guess he goes the safer route. Yep, seems like it.
Playing very safe.
Baby Jamie's another player who's been around the blocks for a bit. He's played with Aleph. He's played against most of the other folks in this bracket. Baby Jamie's definitely one of the veterans.
Absolutely. 10 comes out from Aleph, but easy steal. Does have the points in hand. But 6 comes out from Aleph. Aleph does not have the points on one card.
Right.
3 comes out. What does he want?
Right. Doesn't want to risk the draw. Just wants to say, I'm going to get the last point card that I need. You got to stop this one. And now it makes you wonder, is Baby Jamie going to go for the 7 to hope for the Hail Mary? Or
nope, just goes for the safe scuttle.
Yeah. Ooh. But now he's got this check, and there's really nothing else to do about it, I think.
Yeah, I think LF is taking this game 1 pretty handily here.
Jack, you gotta wonder if maybe going for the 7 would have been the play there, just not to scuttle, but to play as a one-off and hope for an ace. That would have been, I think,
an ace, or he did end up drawing that jack, so
right.
we know now, of course, that he would have been able to pull a jack, which may have gotten him out of this situation.
Yeah, in the moment, really, you can't blame Baby Jamie for the choice he made. It was definitely the safer play, and then just not knowing, what Aleph was going to bring down to the table next.
Yeah, absolutely.
Crazy gamble.
All right, hopping back into game 2 here. Baby Jamie on the top of your screen, Aleph 1 on the bottom. Baby Jamie with King 9, 6, 4, 3, 3, 2. Those 3s are really not going to help him at this point in the game. More comes out from Baby Jamie. What does Aleph get rid of?
Queen 4. I think the 3s, like early, just playing those or having those in hand is almost kind of a detriment, since it's they just take up a spot. They're not really threatening enough points. It's just a momentum loss early on.
Yeah, definitely. There's not going to be enough in the scrap pile to actually take control.
And they're not enough to threaten check here. It's really it's not a great hand for Baby Jamie, unfortunately.
6 comes out. Back-to-back 6s here to clear all of the royals away. 4 comes out from Aleph.
Jamie, this isn't too bad. You just drop both one or both your 3s. You could do it, but I feel like just given that the 3s aren't really doing much for you,
choose to counter it,
go for the 2.
Which is fair. Because he can always pull that 2 right back with the 3.
Either of the 3s, yeah. And I guess at this stage, it's really I think that my concern in doing that would just be the kind of momentum loss there. You'd give Aleph a lot of extra turns to draw, and you got to wonder if it wouldn't be
really pulling a king. Interesting.
Well, he knows a lot of 6s has been burned. I think it's it's probably kind of a bet. It's like, hey, we've burned 3 of these, and 31 cards are left. So what are the odds that Aleph, which yikes, but what are the odds that Aleph has the 4th? Yeah.
Goes for the safe scuttle. 9 comes out.
Aleph just really likes to keep pressure on the table. He really... Oh, look at that draw.
10 of spades is a pretty lovely draw if you're Aleph1 here. Oh,
I know,
man.
we gotta mention it one more time here. Aleph is the creator of Cuttle and also the shuffler that happens to be drawing him these back-to-back 10s. Not necessarily accusing anybody of anything, Magnus Carlsen, vibrators and everything, but just saying. Just gotta point that out. Aleph smuggled something in. We didn't do a body check on him before he started his matches, so maybe that's something we should do for next time.
Yeah. King comes out from bbjme, not in a really strong position. Plays the 3 because he's not getting any threat from Aleph. Another king.
Really just wants to
King 10. That's what he wants.
Right, hold his win con, yeah. And at this point, with Aleph having just
7
into
card, 7. Do it.
Of course, but
it adds up to 7. Does that count? Come on.
Yeah, right. You have to
that
imagine
4 is devastating, though.
Right.
That 4 is absolutely devastating for bbjme with such a small hand size. King Jack keeps the 10.
Gets a 3 back. I mean, that's not the worst thing in the world. He can kind of, have his pick of the litter, but he's still but that would even put him further behind on card. Actually, maybe now I hate the 3. I don't know. It's not looking good for bbjme, unfortunately. Is he gonna go back for that same king?
He sure is. He loves that King of Hearts.
He's got. It's not a bad idea. It's
7 comes out.
You go for the 5 here and
just
draw?
Free double draw. Yeah. And getting the King 8 here is pretty nice.
And now bbjme gets the threaten. I mean,
I don't think there's anything that Aleph can do.
Yeah, this is actually very cleverly done by bbjme. He just
very solid play. Very solid play.
Yeah, played to his win condition and really brought it home here. Yeah, you gotta imagine Aleph looking at his 8 cards. It's like, I don't have an answer. Nothing.
Yeah,
Poor Aleph.
That's the worst feeling, looking at your hand and just saying, "Well, I can't. I just have to hope you don't have it."
Yeah,
but bbjme sure did.
Right.
What an amazing, usually card, hand advantage, card value advantage can be such a big thing in this game, but bbjme only kept the cards that he needed. Keeping that 10 as opposed to the King Queen there really did end up winning him the game. Just keeping those points in hand until the exact right moment.
Just to have that calm, level-headed patience, just say, you know what, I'm committing to this plan through hell or high water, and however it goes, it's gonna go. I mean, he really full sent on it, and to his credit, it worked out beautifully.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. We're gonna get into game 3 with Aleph and bbjme. Here we are.
What a tiebreaker this is about to be.
Aleph is on the top of your screen, bbjme on the bottom. Very top-heavy hand from bbjme. Queen, Queen, Jack. 8-7. 9-8-7 now. Wow, even more top end. Aleph having the 2 in hand. 4, 6. Puts out the glasses 8. Gains some information. bbjme doesn't care. bbjme just draws. Says, okay, you can see my hand now.
Yeah, I'm not surprised he didn't go for the, return play on the glasses. It would have given Aleph such a potential blowout with a 6 that I think just...
those jacks are not pleasant for Aleph to have in his hand with that queen sitting there and knowing that bbjme has another queen sitting in his hand.
Ugh, you gotta hate that 7 though. A 2 and an ace, neither of those things are things that he wants to take off the top. Probably just takes the 2 just to play it, right? I mean, just to get rid of the...
Probably just to get rid of the 8 and buy him that free and clear. Means he doesn't have to have drawn it and play it into his hand. Does speed up that play by 1 turn, which can be critical.
The flip side is, unlike with his 3s in the previous round, where having that 3 didn't really get him any closer to check. That the 2, if he had played it for points, I know it's a little crazy, but
that would also be another bingo card thing. Is ace 2-3 for points, not for the win.
Right.
So.
Oh, it looks like, speaking of other matches, so SUBMARINO had a royal only win.
Wow.
We got people not just going for wins, but they're trying to win with bingo conditions. They're styling here.
Yeah, people going off.
Love to. I think if I remember correctly, Aleph has some amount of the game history, so I think we could look back if we tap him on the shoulder and grab the records from the game that Submarino just played.
Yeah, let's see. bbjme at hand limit, as is Aleph. Let's see what bbjme decides to do. Does he try and deal with this 8 on board? Just scuttle it with his own? Does he go for the glasses? The 4 here really doesn't gain him too much. Aleph would probably be thrilled to get rid of some of those damn jacks.
I gotta wonder. Points seem safest play to me, but you gotta think about when and how soon you want to drop the jack that you're holding on to, because
I think he's maybe hoping for a bigger. This is a pretty big bluff from Aleph, putting the 11 on board and saying, "Yeah, I've got a 10." 6 comes out, comes right back at him. I think bbjme does scuttle. Hello, Fractal Veloci. Or thank you for the follow.
Hey, and welcome.
Jack comes out.
Just draw. He really likes this bluff. Aleph is just, he's projecting a little bit. And Jamie even had one of the 10s, but I don't blame him for not wanting to let that slide with Aleph. It's, one mistake here and you're out, or kick down to losers, at least for now.
Yeah, let's see what bbjme gets rid of ace queen.
And bbjme's just gonna say, you know what, this didn't feel so great.
I like that play. Let me try. And yeah, Aleph immediately torpedoes that plan right off the bat.
The sad part was, even if it had resolved, technically Aleph is kind of still up in card advantage just for having the 3 on board.
Absolutely. 2 for bbjme could be helpful if he's able to sort of draw himself into a little bit better of a position. Let's see. Aleph's play. Does he decide to go on the aggression here?
Nope, he's going for the draw. He really does value, that extra, option that he gets here, and it keeps him ahead of bbjme in terms of point of card value. I mean, I
think bbjme does have to counter that. Yeah. I think it's just too devastating. Oh, those are some big cards, though.
Right.
That is a pretty nice place to be, albeit with the jack in Aleph's hand. Little scary.
2 aces in your own hand. You hate to just be staring at 2 of your own aces. I mean,
ooh, that king could be pretty clutch.
And the question is, does bbjme try to kind of threaten back at Aleph here? Because one more card down from Aleph is check. Really, pretty much, not all of, but most of his bigger point cards.
3 comes out.
And you got better options. Back for 2, right? He wants to be able to stop whatever bbjme's going to try.
Does he want to use the 2 on a 4 though?
Right. I probably would just let it go, because you've got cards that you don't care about. You're probably not going to be using the other 3. Probably not going to be using the jack. One of the some combination of things here.
Besides the ace and the 7. Interesting.
Yeah. I guess he's really just not worried about those bigger cards. Maybe even, sitting behind that queen, he just wants to jack one of them. Maybe it's his,
I think that's definitely what Aleph is banking on. Oh, no, that king. Unfortunately, Aleph is sitting on a 6 that can't be countered.
But I mean, it's 6 for your own queen. It's not exactly something that you love to do. It's kind of setting you back.
Yeah, we'll have to see if bbjme sort of overcommits the second king here. That would totally be worth it for Aleph to drop the 6 now, especially with another queen in hand. And there it is. I think bbjme had to try and get something going, and just Aleph had the answer that time.
Another queen in hand and 2 2s. So he's just like, anything that you're gonna do, I'm gonna say no.
Yep, king comes out. Aleph draws.
bbjme has like a couple opportunities for check here, but then not knowing how many more 2s Aleph might have, and just sitting on these aces it's really not helping him all that much.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think bbjme assumes that Aleph has a jack somewhere in that giant hand of his. Another king, but Aleph has the 6 again.
A 6 again, and the 2's behind it to keep it safe. I mean, he's really Olive's had his pick of the litter from his shuffler algorithm today. 7
7,
versus 7, right?
probably into
Can't really give
7
up to the
here.
jack. And I think the 5 because it's
I mean,
actually, is he a hand limit? He might
yeah,
only
he
be
would
able
be
to
at hand limit, but he would get the jack. So he does hit the hand limit, but gets the 1 jack. We're down to 4 cards in this deck now. Double king comes out. Aleph is just going to drop that 6. There's no way. No, drops a 2.
2. I think
Wants
he's
to keep
respecting
that queen on board.
right.
5 comes out from Aleph. Only gets 1.
No, I think he got 2 cards from the top. There's a
Yeah. Okay.
uses
Jamie
the scuttle.
smartly uses the 5 to not bother with the last card because Aleph
Right.
cannot draw this turn, being at hand limit. So he knows that he can. Baby Jamie always can pull that last card and a 6. That's potentially something that could get rid of that 2 from Aleph.
And you have to guess again. He's Baby Jamie being a more meticulous, safer player. Is he going to go for the scuttle here? Or does he try to go for the blowout?
Yeah, let's see what.
I almost wonder if an ace just to bait out, try and, you have to, at this point, if both players are really keeping track of things, they know what cards are burned through, they know what cards are left in the deck. Baby Jamie may just know exactly what's left, to be played. He has that, he knows that Olive's got one last 2.
3 comes out from Aleph, though. That could be a pretty big swing. King comes in. I think you have to go for the ace play, probably,
Right,
just to try and pull out that 2. Although
yeah.
Aleph is also a very cautious, consistent player, so he may just let that 8 ride. Yep, lets it go.
Like it. Right.
I mean, it was kind of a win-win there for Baby Jamie. Gets that pressure off the board if it goes through, and if not, he gets rid of the 2. But Aleph really needs to play that 2 exactly at the right time.
And I feel like Baby Jamie's got to know that if he just passes and they do the pass dance a little bit, he gets the draw here and they can take it to the next turn. I feel like that's probably going to end up being his path because it doesn't, no. Again, if he knows Olive's got these jacks and this 2 still sitting pretty, really all Baby Jamie can do here is just kind of give away the win.
Yeah, I think really it's kind of the only winning move is not to play for Baby Jamie right here. With the double jacks and the king in Aleph's hand, like there's so much power there.
Right. Wouldn't blame him for not knowing. Not everybody has the time, patience, or energy to track all 52 cards in the deck.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Baby Jamie probably will have kind of put it all together and is just deciding. Aleph plays the 6 for points here.
And you gotta guess Baby Jamie goes for the scuttle, but we'll see. It's anyone's call.
Does scuttle with the 9 there.
Smart, cautious play.
Yeah, I think Baby Jamie is just hoping that Aleph makes a mistake here at this point. That's kind of the real way that Baby Jamie can get out of this situation without just... If Baby Jamie just responds, then Aleph can't really do much because Aleph's hand is so reactive with the double jacks and the 2.
And looking across our bracket, it seems like SUBMARINO beat the big M meichthys, and we'll be proceeding on to round 2. And then on one slot down, G-Man came out on top against ButterBothSides, and so G-Man and SUBMARINO will be facing off in this next match before we go to see the winner of this game.
Yeah, and actually, shockingly, 3 comes out. Shockingly, all 4 bottom seeds, 5, 6, 7, and 8, are down in the loser's bracket. That usually there's at least one upset somewhere, but it seems like we're playing it by the numbers today. So 3 comes out.
Well, we do have, if Baby Jamie wins, that is our 3-seed upset over Olive. So
That is true.
Baby Jamie's got all of our hopes riding on this one bingo slot.
Yeah, actually, if Monarch, hypothetically, if Monarch beats Avi, that would also get us there.
Also, right. All right. Hearts out to Monarch, hearts out to Baby Jamie. Let's see if Baby Jamie is just gonna...
So Aleph pulls another king, going for maybe the all royal. I think probably Baby Jamie just passes here.
I don't think he can get the all royal, right? He would need.
He would need Baby Jamie to play points.
Yeah.
To be able to steal with jacks.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see if Baby Jamie sees that line and whether he tries to avoid it. Clearly taking his time here with this play. Definitely wants to be very methodical.
Yeah, both very very methodical players. Baby Jamie and Aleph. So we'll see what they decide to do here. Excuse me. He does go for the points.
Might not be what he wants to throw down right away, but we'll see.
He still has the scuttle options. Does force Aleph to do something.
Right.
Does force a response here.
Between the 6 and the ace, one of these might be able to eat the 2 and then kind of give him some option there.
Yeah.
Aleph would have to make an uncharacteristic misplay, I think.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Jack comes out from Aleph, which is definitely expected here. Let's see what Baby Jamie decides to do with that.
And I think if I were Baby Jamie, I'd probably go for the 6. I mean, it's you don't lose outright if it gets blown out. You still have the option to scuttle next turn. You fish for that 2 just in case. I mean,
yeah, I think maybe Aleph goes for the ace. Maybe that gets the 2 out from Aleph. We'll see. It doesn't.
No.
King comes out, and that's going to be it. Aleph is going to be able to counter the 6, play double king 10. And actually, that is a bingo card too. The God Hand. King, Queen 10-2.
Look at Aleph getting all the things he could want in a shuffler. We were actually just out with Aleph for drinks the other night, talking about some childhood games we used to play, and Aleph brought up a fond, just a total anecdote, fond memory from our formative years where, as kids we would play card games around lunch tables. Aleph spent 15 minutes rigging the deck so that when he dealt, in front of pure line of sight, just totally bold-faced, rigging the deck in front of everybody, just saying, I'm going to make the best possible hand. And then our genius friend, miscounted, dealt that amazing hand to our buddy to the left of him. And no one forgets how amazing that hand that Aleph rigged was. I mean, everybody knows.
Absolutely destroyed everyone in one turn, but the wrong person did it. Very funny. Very funny. Whoops.
Emblematic of Aleph's card shuffling abilities and what we're seeing, today, and him having, maybe potentially, again, no accusations, but maybe done something funky to the card shuffler before he fired up.
But in all reality, Aleph is an absolutely excellent player. Consistently up at the top. Obviously plays very regularly. Every single week. So has lots of options to be able to play.
More likely than not, if you're playing against him and you've gone down to the end of the deck, Aleph probably knows exactly what cards are left, exactly what cards are in your hand, exactly what he needs to pull from the scrap. I mean, he's put the hours and time into playing this game for sure.
Absolutely.
And it looks like we might have missed this, but Submarino seems to have taken the match against G-Man. And
wow, so very fast match.
Yeah. Proceeding on to sit ready in the best of 5 to face off against the winner of this series.
Yeah, it still seems like Baby Jamie is taking his time.
Wants to see if he's got an out here. I don't think he does with Aleph holding on to that too, but
Let me see if there was a...
And in the meantime, to check in on some of these other matches, it looks like we've still got MonarchMan and Avi. Still got the Big M playing against ButterBothSides. So these folks all still have a, have a chance. It'll be a bit of a longer run for them, but there's no one's out just yet.
Well, I do see a message from Aleph here asking bbjme if they're thinking, just because we've been sitting here for a minute. But 9 does finally come out from bbjme, jacked immediately. I think Aleph, I mean, bbjme can obviously scuttle here.
Right. But it seems like Olive's got it with these kings.
The 6 can come out, but that's going to be it.
Yeah.
2 comes out, 10 can drop from Aleph, and that is, in fact, the God combo, King, King, Queen, 2-10.
Really, poor bbjme, nothing he does.
That was very unfortunate that Aleph just had so much power in the end of that game. But very well played from both players. Absolutely excellent games. bbjme will have a pretty interesting match to go up against either meichthys or ButterBothSides in the losers bracket to try and bring it back around.
Oh, and Aleph confirmed. So not only was that God combo, but that was also the win on the last card of the deck.
Yeah.
Empty deck on this card.
Yeah, let me win on last. Where is it?
Middle second from the bottom. Empty deck dash.
Empty deck. Win on last card. There it is.
Middle, yeah.
We actually have quite a few marks going, which is good. Excuse me.
I think chat called out, actually, we missed one. There was Big M with 7 for a 7 for a 7. So
yeah, those are... We'll have to go through chat at some point and check in on some of those things, but we'll see if we get a bingo just on streamed games, and if not, we'll add those in and see if that gets us there.
Yeah.
While we wait for Aleph
getting SUBMARINO, yeah.
SUBMARINO, the number 1 versus the number 2 seed. The meichthys is up 1-0 against ButterBothSides in their losers match, and then Avi and MonarchMan tied 1-1 and with 1 draw going into game 4 of their match. Pretty closely matched games here.
Actually, if we're just reflecting a little more on the bingo thing, shameless bluff thing. I think Aleph did a shameless bluff there. He threw down points to 11 without a 10 in hand.
I think I would agree with that. I was thinking that myself. So yeah, I think we'll throw that in there. G-Man shared his bingo card, his own bingo card in one of our chats, and like, I may be in losers bracket, but I feel a win. He's actually at 4 in a row for one column and 3 in a row in another column from just what G-Man's seen between streamed games and his own games. So that's kind of exciting.
Like we said, all prizes to be claimed in person at Aleph's house.
Yeah,
I can donate gift cards for everybody. Go get your donkeys.
I think it's pretty impressive that SUBMARINO started his match with G-Man after Aleph and bbjme by quite some way, and then just must have been 2 very convincing wins there. G-Man, of course, an outstanding player, but SUBMARINO is absolutely no slouch, being the number 2 seed. Here we are in game. Aleph being on the top of your screen, SUBMARINO being on the bottom. 8 King immediately comes out from Aleph, putting a ton of pressure. 6 comes out. This may just be over.
No, because SUBMARINO's got the counter for the counter, so he's got
he's got to do it. Yeah,
to pull it back. He does. I mean, it's still to me, it's still somewhat of an advantage, I think, to Submarino, even though Olive's got points on the board.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Submarino drops that ace, just clears it out.
And now they're all back to even.
Yeah, Aleph maybe decides to play that 3 at some point soon to just pull a 2 back. A lot of power there. Submarino could also do the same with his 3s, as slow as that is. Just to cover that 6 to try and prevent Aleph from doing any shenanigans with royal cards.
Yeah, you have to wonder. I mean, it is slow, but when he's got 2 3s in hand, burning one of them early on wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. It would just put him a little behind.
Yeah, and being able to pull one of those 2s back, just
Very tempting.
having that in hand, even if Aleph knows that it's there, there may be only a limited number of things Aleph can do about it. So 3 does come out.
And just as you called it, he does indeed go for the 2.
Takes those 2s. Submarino and Aleph both very patient but very aware players. Submarino just goes in with the double 3 for double 2. 7 comes out. 6 immediately comes out to get rid of that king. Submarino really playing very reactive here. Does have that ace just in case. Ooh, and the draw of another 6. That's pretty nice. Oh man, triple 2s. Submarino is pleased, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Very reactive hand, but like plenty of power. 2 8s and a 9 is some solid points cards. 4 comes out for points, setting up the 21.
8. And Submarino does go for the scuttle here. I mean, just safe, consistent play. No real way to counter that.
The 7 dancing around there for a minute. King comes out with the 7 on board again.
I feel like we're gonna see, because he's Submarino sitting behind so many 2s. He's more than happy to just
trade those.
Yeah,
trade those resources. He can shut down a lot of what Aleph wants. A queen, oh man, that could be so critical.
I feel like we're gonna see another 2 into a 2 into a 2 here.
Could be. Queen could come down and just shut down a quarter of Aleph's hand here. 3 comes out from Aleph.
You gotta imagine he's gonna go for points, right? I mean, I think he's been trying to push and keep on the aggressive foot here. He's had more board presence for most of the game.
But I think Aleph, even if he doesn't counter here, Submarino knows that Aleph probably has a 2 with how long that took.
Right.
3 comes out again from Submarino. Does Aleph do the same treatment? No. Lets him get the third 2 back. Another ace. Wow.
Oh, these aces. Yeah, it's just Submarino's probably very happy to have those in hand.
Yeah, and 2 comes out to just get rid of that queen.
Right. It brings more values to the other 2 that he has in hand, since he can, use them as instants. Can use it. Can't use it here because actually,
that queen counters itself. So.
Right. So if Submarino wants to do it, he's got to try once more. Now
Oh man, Submarino getting that queen out would be huge. Cutting down 3 cards from Aleph's hand.
But just not knowing, I mean, does this put him behind in tempo? If Aleph puts him in check here,
I think with the ace will become uncounterable. I think Submarino's got to he had to get that queen on board just to keep himself in it, I think.
That's fair.
And it makes his 2s even more powerful. And not that there are really any 2s left. And I think all 4 3s have been played at this point as well. Let me look at the scrap. Yeah, all 4 3s are played. So Submarino knows that those 2s are unstoppable no matter what, but this just shuts down even more of Aleph's choices with jacks. Because Submarino hasn't seen a single jack. There are only 16 cards left, so he's got to assume that Aleph has at least one.
And Aleph, I mean, really just taking his time with this turn, very much considering how much, whether he's trying to bait. I'm pretty sure he's at card limit right now, yeah?
Yeah, he has to play something.
Yeah, he is, right. So he's got to play. Question is, what's the least valuable thing for him here? I mean, I feel like he's trying to kind of ease out his opponent and get more value than
9 comes
not.
out. I think Submarino just drops the ace here and says,
Yeah, doesn't risk.
Take it.
It's a 2-card swing. I mean, it's not too. It's 1 card up for him. It's not too bad.
Does go for the safe scuttle. Interesting.
Maybe, he's really just fishing to get more value out of the ace. He's like, hey, I could get rid of these 2 cards, but while I can still scuttle, maybe I can get a lot more out of this ace.
I think the ace probably is the safer play at this point. Oh, nope. Goes for the scuttle.
For another scuttle.
That's fair.
I think he's really just trying to play the long con here and just get as much value out of this ace as possible.
2 comes out to clear the queen, but Aleph has already picked up another one.
Yeah, but especially considering Submarino hasn't seen a single 10, and Aleph's got a couple of them. I feel like he really wants to keep this ace for all it's worth.
6 comes out from Aleph.
This should be Submarino's final 2. Yeah, he does it.
That's a totally reasonable thing to do there. I think the 6 counter, like the queen is just so powerful right now with the jack in hand, and there is nothing Aleph can do about that right now.
Right. Especially knowing that Aleph had played down that 6 last turn, the odds of him having another one, I mean...
In fact, all 4 6s are out. Ace comes out to clear the points from Aleph, though.
Submarino gets a 5. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, that's very nice this late into the deck. 4 comes out.
Oh, but nothing to do about that. I feel like you got to give up the aces almost. I mean, it's weird, but...
Ace 5. Oh, and he pulls another 5, though. That's pretty nice. 5 comes out. 5. Gives him some value here. 4 comes out again. Oh.
Aleph bringing home this 4.
Yeah, 4s are brutal here. I think maybe ace 8. Nope, 7 8. Really? Ooh, gets the king. That might be enough. He just has to not overcommit into his own ace here. And Submarino's in a really strong spot. Oh, another 4 in Aleph's hand. That is brutal.
Yeah, especially with Submarino. He's gonna play a card and then go down to just 1 in hand after that.
I think probably Submarino. Well, Submarino might go for the draw here just to deny that card. Doesn't.
Oh, he does.
Pops down the king.
He says, I wanna be a threat as much as I can.
I wonder. Yeah, Aleph does do the 4. Oh, that queen that's not enough. There's nothing Submarino can do to win this game now. And Aleph has enough points in hand. Yep. There it is. Aleph taking game 1. Take a look at the bracket. It looks like Avi has beaten MonarchMan in the first losers bracket match, and we'll go up against G-Man for the continuation of the salty run back.
Yep, losers round 2.
bbjme is still waiting for meichthys and ButterBothSides to finish up their match. Looks like meichthys is still up 1-0 with 1 draw in that match. And let's get into game 2 of Aleph and Submarino. Submarino on the top of your screen with king on board, king queen on board. Very strong start, but 6 comes out immediately from Aleph. Maybe a little bit of an overextension there. Queen comes out, queen 8 on board. Aleph has some options here. 3 comes out from Submarino. See what he wants to pull back this early. Pulls the 6 himself. Just clears that right off the board. Now Aleph has a 6 in hand. Another queen comes out.
This is an interesting game. The card value on board favors Olive. He's got the tempo, but if Submarino's able to hold
Oh,
on there,
pulling that 2 and just getting rid of that queen is pretty nice. Denies it from Aleph as well.
you're right. But then knowing that you lose out on drawing the 10 of spades, that hurts kind of almost equally.
Absolutely. And now the glass is 8. There's enough tempo there that Aleph can do that safely.
Yep.
4 comes out from Submarino. Does Aleph care? I don't think so.
Yeah. It's such a huge hand. He's got pick of the litter in terms of what he wants to drop. I mean,
I think probably 4-6. Yep, that's what he ends up doing. Seeing that Submarino has no face cards. And I think that's it.
that does seem to be it. Ace doesn't give him the
There
answer
it is.
here. And he had the 9s. Could he not have scuttled the 8 there?
He could have scuttled, yes.
But then, I mean, just knowing Olive had 3 10s,
Yeah, with the 2 and the queen
coverage.
That was a pretty
pretty quick play for Olive.
Yeah, so let's jump into ButterBothSides versus meichthys here.
Well, so this is final match for Olive and Submarino.
Best of 5, right?
Yeah.
I apologize. So, got potentially at minimum 1 more game, and at maximum more. Let's hop back in. Sorry, my apologies.
Submarino do the reverse sweep.
Aleph with double jacks to start is pretty huge. 8 comes out from Submarino. Immediate response 8. Just 8s everywhere.
And we've got check coming from both players. But it looks like that might just be it for Aleph. I gotta wonder.
Aleph did draw, so that's not the no draw win, but very close. Damn. Well,
there was our final match, and Aleph is sitting ready for the final.
Yep. He'll be waiting at the top of the mountain for whoever.
He said it was a no draw win. I don't remember. He might.
I don't think we've seen it on stream. I don't think.
Aleph just said he got it. I don't think.
Well, maybe it was the previous game, the game 2. I mean, I'll trust him. Because if it was that last game, it was absolutely not a no draw win.
He forgot. No. He said he wasn't sure. He forgot. Not a really great way for me to look at it once the match is resolved. But either way, Aleph moving on to claim the winner's bracket, and now just waiting for losers to resolve. So we've got G-Man versus Avi. Looks like Avi's up 1-0, and ButterBothSides versus the Big M meichthys, with the Big M up 1-0, and then 1 tie between these folks.
Yeah, let's hop into ButterBothSides versus meichthys. This is our furthest back game. This is still losers bracket round 1. So we've got ButterBothSides on top, meichthys on bottom. Meichthys sitting with king queen on board. ButterBothSides with a queen. 10 comes out from meichthys,
and that's check.
That is. Let's see what ButterBothSides decides to do here.
I mean,
really, I don't think he has many options.
Well, the ace, right? He
aces. But meichthys has a 2 that's uncounterable. Well, they're actually both uncounterable.
Yeah.
So the ace would come out and resolve.
Yeah. So he aces. He drops the 10, but then meichthys could still go for check here. I mean, he's
still got it. Yep.
Right. The scuttle is the safer out here. The question is,
ButterBothSides can play the 6 and it's uncounterable with the queens.
That's true too. That's a good point.
So, and obviously he doesn't trade up, but does go for the straight scuttle. Another queen from meichthys. 4 comes out.
You have to drop this queen and probably your jack, right? I mean,
yeah,
your opponent.
Neither of them is giving you much value in this case. Yep, does decide to do so. That king could become very critical.
Or could be a liability.
This is another god hand.
Yep, although this
6 in ButterBothSides' hand is going to do some serious damage.
Yeah. Poor meichthys. I think this is a little bit too much commitment without knowing. Yeah, exactly what your opponent might have. I mean, this is just a huge 2 cards really gain there for ButterBothSides. Well done on on Butter's part. This is truly the bread and butter of ButterBothSides.
Very, very solid play there. Let's see. Meichthys just drawing back up. See, but ButterBothSides does have to play something.
Right. Meichthys just gets this card for free. It's not too bad.
Yeah, being a 5 on the last draw doesn't feel very good, but
no, but it does bring. I mean, it's still it's a relevant card for check considering he's got a 5, a 6, and a 10. So yeah, those 3 alone. If he wants to try and burn a low value card and still be a threat, I would wonder if
I
he's
think he
considering
could go
dropping a
for
king.
just 5 play for points. Maybe.
Right. It does make your ace a little bit less attractive, but at the same time, I mean,
I think you're not too upset about blowing up your own 5 there.
Right. You have to be somewhat confident that you've got this counter, and so the question is, do you know that your opponent's got the double counter to to shut you down?
Yeah, we'll have to see what. I believe ButterBothSides is on the button here. See if he's what he wants to do here.
ButterBothSides goes for check. If Meichthys isn't careful here, this could be a win for Butter. Question is, how does he go about it? Does he go for the safer scuttle option, or does he go for does he try to go for the blowout play and go for the ace?
Well, I think if the ace doesn't work, he just loses outright.
Right.
And he knows it.
Yeah,
so I think he's probably gonna go for that 8 scuttle.
And it's unfortunate for him because his only option there with the 8 is he has to hit the diamond. Oh no, he can hit the diamond or the club. He's good with either. Yeah.
So let's see what Meichthys decides to do.
Gotta wonder. Is he thinking about it? He's scrolling back through the history, looking at what might be left, looking for scrap. I mean,
looking at the players chat here on Discord, they're having a good time. Let's see what Meichthys decides to do here. Meichthys taking his time.
yeah, I kind of wonder, like, would we consider implementing a timer in this game where, each person gets 30 seconds a turn or a minute a turn, something, pick a number and
yeah, that could be something. We'll have to see what the community kind of decides. Meichthys passes.
Interesting. Am I missing something?
No, I think that might have just been a bit of a mistake there from Meichthys.
Yeah, okay. Uh-oh, I think this just posted in player chat. That was a misclick. I'm not sure. We might need to bring in the official ref. I don't know how we would handle that.
Meichthys would still be in, like, there would be a game 3 there.
Let's go to Olive for the official ruling.
Let's see what they decide in the chat here.
Meichthys says it's totally fine.
Okay, so just wanted to weigh in that generally, like, misclicks are considered still the official outcome, essentially. So if there's a bug or a technical problem, that's cause to stalemate the game and backpedal, but a misplay is a misplay.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've heard it from the horse's mouth. There's our official ruling. We've got our referee, Sir Cuddlington, joining in with that update. Thank you very much for sharing that with folks.
All right, well, we're going to get a game 3 here, or game 4, I guess. Possibly the decider between ButterBothSides and meichthys. Here in a minute. Take a look at the bracket. Yeah, we're still, G-Man and Avi are still playing. They are currently tied at 1. ButterBothSides and meichthys, they will be joining for their game 3 here in a moment. Waiting for both players to join. See here. Oh, a little bit confusion about who won what game. Let's see here. They're getting it sorted out.
Yeah, they're working it out between them when they're gonna start the match. ButterBothSides is being a good sport about it, saying, "No, friend. I mean, I know that was a mistake, but we still got one more to go. You still got your chance here. Let's try it out and see." Really got to respect both these players. That's some respectful, cool-headed, good sportsmanship.
Yeah,
really,
here we are. meichthys on the top of your screen with double kings. ButterBothSides sitting on that 6, sitting pretty. See if meichthys just plays right into that 6 play. Ooh, double queens for ButterBothSides. Only plops down the 1 king, plays a little more conservatively, which is always nice to see. You never know what your opponent might have in hand. Queen does come out from ButterBothSides. Double kings comes out. At least forcing ButterBothSides to blow up one of his own queens, but has the backup plan of another one.
I mean, 2 for 2 there. It's honestly not the worst. Like, you're very much still even here in terms of value, and your opponent's not gonna. Your opponent's not gonna have that other king.
Yeah, and meichthys also has that 4 in hand, to potentially try and whittle out some value from ButterBothSides' hand, but ButterBothSides and meichthys both just draw up. meichthys drops the 4 now. I think you can easily drop the 3 and 4 or 4 and 7.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you keep the 4 and just say, "Hey, that felt pretty ugly. Let's see how you like it." And no, he drops the 4 but keeps the 3. Interesting.
Yeah, I think the 3 gains value the longer it sits there. For now, the 7 could get him out of a problem at some point, but the 3 can get him exactly what he needs.
I would definitely be looking at like the queen jacks as my kind of long-term game plan. You throw down that queen, you have a pretty solid wall. It's going to eat a removal, potentially on its own before you even get to the jacks.
Yeah, absolutely. And if ButterBothSides is able to pull a 2 back with that 3, which there is no 2 in the scrap, so he may just be waiting for that opportunity. Having queen jack 2 would be pretty monstrous.
I mean, could also go back, could go for the king and just say king, and then and here's a nice little check, on my next turn. Oh, that 10 draw. I
think you take the queen here.
Right. I think you do take the queen, but that 10 draw is now just free for ButterBothSides, especially with this 5.
Yeah, absolutely. The only way he could have drawn it there.
Right, because it's his limit. Yep. Good point.
So meichthys draws up. Gets an ace there. Let's see what Butter just decides to jam that 6. I think in meichthys you definitely I think that's a solid play there, just to say, nah, I'm not interested in that.
Really.
And then meichthys plays the 3 to pull the 2 back before ButterBothSides has an opportunity to potentially do the same. Very, very heads up play there from meichthys.
Yep. meichthys is just,
queen comes out.
Both players, we see all 4 10s that, in between hands. Both players have massive point values in hands.
8 comes out. I think meichthys is in a pretty solid spot. There's really no removal from ButterBothSides. He could use that 9 to bounce the queen if he wanted to. But I think meichthys maybe can just jam points and go for it. 3 comes out. What is ButterBothSides looking for? This may put him too far behind. Does probably pull the 6. Yeah.
Which seems interesting to me, given the queens on the your own queen on the board. But I guess you're just really valuing trying to bring these jacks into play.
5 comes out. Interesting.
You know, I think that's not an unreasonable.
Oh my god, that's a lot of aces.
Yeah,
that is not exactly what meichthys wanted to see.
No, but instead of playing that 5, let's say he invested points down on the board. It's just, I think that was, you know, there was maybe some risk factor there that he was trying to watch out for one of those 2 aces he just drew, or, you know.
ButterBothSides draws the 8 of spades there, is able to scuttle that 8 very easily.
And meichthys says check.
Yeah, meichthys is saying come at it. 8 comes out to scuttle.
meichthys saying check again.
Yeah.
But Butter's got all the options in the world if he wants scuttles.
I think actually he doesn't. I think the 10 of hearts is high enough for that.
Yeah, the 9.
So the 9 has to come out, but it means that the 10 of spades can come down.
And this is check for.
And there's nothing that Butter can do.
And the 6.
He can 6, but that doesn't save him. 10-10 ace.
Ace to win, ace 2-3 for points, but not for not for them. It's not a bingo, but it's kind of a
10-10 ace is just the perfect play, and that's enough for meichthys to move on.
Well done, meichthys.
Meichthys, after a little bit of a mistake, misclick in the previous game, turns his mental around, gets it done.
That gets their mental. It just kind of carries through.
Yeah, and so meichthys will go on to play bbjme. In our other losers round 2 match, G-Man did take down Avi, the number 3 seed, taking down the number 5 seed, to move on to the play the winner of this match, which is going to be between bbjme and meichthys. So that's going to be this is actually pretty exciting also to have a new player playing well, like. And moving through the losers bracket a little bit here. bbjme, of course, a great player. meichthys piloting that very, very well, though, against ButterBothSides. Really, I mean, everyone here is a fantastic player. So.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of curious. Like, I wonder, just again, having kind of mentioned meichthys being one of the newer players in the group, have they played against each other yet, or is this their first time?
That's an interesting question. We do see the 7th place match going on there between ButterBothSides and MonarchMan. We'll probably hop into bbjme meichthys match when that comes up. Let me double. We'll see when. Here we go. bbjme and meichthys. We'll hopefully get our players in the match shortly. And
it looks like we have ButterBothSides will play against MonarchMan to see who's taking 7th place and who's taking 8th place.
Yep. So there we go. And we will hop into bbjme versus meichthys for our losers round 2, best of 3. bbjme on top of your screen, meichthys on the bottom. bbjme double queen jack and a 2, double 2s as well, just counters that 5. I think that's a bingo thing.
Not one that I can.
I thought so. Oh, 5 countered, but we already had it.
Right.
All right. It was. I did remember that.
It was. Yep.
So
cool.
bbjme jams down that.
Goes back to that too.
That queen. 2 comes back into the hand. 7 comes out. Just bbjme going hard to the cards there.
Come on.
Just seeing what he can pull.
7 and 7. If we 7 and we see 2 7s right away, I'm calling it. I don't care if they use all 3 of them or not.
I mean, I would have words for bbjme if he didn't do that at that point.
I'd have words for Olive. What is this shuffler doing? You clearly rigged the wrong game.
I mean-
Again, good job, Aleph. You rigged it for the wrong person. Second time. I'm sorry, Aleph. You're it's not because, you know, we just talked about this or anything.
So I think meichthys just waiting to see what he can't
Whether he
counter
goes
it.
for counter.
So.
Right. Good point. Good point. You know, it looks like it might have resolved if you refresh. It seems that 7 got to go through.
Yeah.
The 2 cards he put. I'm not sure which actually he chose. Hard to say from the history. Play one off to play one of the 2 top cards, and I can put the other back. I'm not sure, but it looks like it resolved.
Looks like we may get a draw because meichthys, through no fault of their own, ended up hearing about cards in Baby Jamie's hand through the stream, so we may just get a draw and a restart.
Oh, good call. Whoops. These things happen, unfortunately.
Yeah,
at the very least.
it is what it is. No fault there. Just and appreciate meichthys' honesty. They're saying that. Hey, by the way, whoops. Meichthys posted a picture of his hand. Let's see what Baby
That's
Jamie
funny.
wants to do here.
Here's a free 8, or
Yeah.
Again, I mean, good sportsmanship, but
Yeah, we'll see what Baby Jamie decides to do.
yeah.
Here, while we
I guess-
wait for this to resolve,
I've already hit up our official ref, Sir Cuddlington, to see what
looks like Baby
what
Jamie
his
is
view-
responding. Let's see what Baby Jamie wants to do here.
as long as both players are cool with it. I mean, we are happy to go with
Yeah. So they're gonna draw, and we're gonna start a new game.
just reset the match. That seems reasonable.
Yeah, that's totally fair. So we'll see. I think both hands were pretty good, honestly. So
Yeah, and G-Man called out. He did counter a 5, G-Man. You were right to Toph caught it you know, as it was happening, and luckily we already picked out the bingo. Oh, but G-Man, for your own bingo, I guess if you want to update your bingo sheet, feel free. They are both accepting the stalemate.
yeah. So I don't know that. I guess I have to. I can't click anything right now. So
I think we reset. We go back home.
oops, that
and
game
we'll
isn't
look for the
available.
next game.
All right, let's try and go home. Thank you.
And in the meantime, it looks like ButterBothSides against MonarchMan. ButterBothSides up 1-0 so far. So it looks like Butter with the early lead on that game.
Yep.
Series.
And yeah, G-Man, to show the stream board just on here for a second while we're waiting for waiting for the game to get reset. We do have 5 countered. Our board is a little less full than your personal board, but I think we have some good options here. So we'll wait for meichthys and Baby Jamie.
I
to
could be
get back
mistaken, but I think I was talking to Aleph about some of these conditions, and you know, one of the ones that came up was I think the all 4 kings for a win. If I'm not mistaken, I think Aleph said G-Man might have been one of the only players who's had that as a recorded win in our
it's been
online
exceedingly rare.
yeah.
You know, just because 1-6 and your entire plan just goes by the wayside immediately. While we're waiting for them to get back into the game, I am going to quickly run to the bathroom. If you can hold down the fort there, Duck.
Do you mind? I sent you a link if you wouldn't mind popping it up on the stream really quickly
for sure.
While you step away. I'm going to give a couple shout outs to folks because we have very many people that we would like to thank for their hard work. As we have this quick
pull it up, and it is loading. Taking its time, but it's loading.
Thank you.
Come on. It's really taking its time.
I don't mean to hold you up. If you want, we can delay this to later, call a quick audible, and you can take your break, and I'll ramble on about some other offhand topic.
It's just taking a while to load. I'll pop it up when I get back.
That's right.
And I will be right back.
And in the meantime, I mean, I'm just gonna look back through some of the recent match history that we've seen. Oh, game just started. Lucky timing for us. Not trying to take over Toph's job here, but very quickly kind of give a brief rundown. We do have bbjme on. We'll have bbjme on the top and meichthys on the bottom. Looks like so far we've mostly just got some draw, back and forth handful of draws. 1 heat 4 and a 6 to remove. Looks like a queen, or yeah. And right now we've got meichthys, queen, king on the board, and bbjme's got to go for a 7 and hope for the best here. Pulls a 2. bbjme does seem to get at least a little bit of reprieve. Oh, but meichthys just goes for the counter, and now meichthys has got 10 on the board in check. bbjme's only option is an ace. The meichthys has got another check in his hand. Does bbjme go for the scuttle here? Yes, he does.
All right,
so
I'm back.
Just
Apologies. 2 comes out from bbjme.
We've had a very fiery game here. Meichthys is really pushing hard for this early tempo.
Yeah, that 5 coming into his hand is very handy for just the reload.
And perfect to just again, if he really wants to go for the check here, he's got the options for it. And let's see. Oh, he goes for the 3. Loses a little bit of tempo to do this, but it seems like with the right high value card here,
pulls back the queen. Pretty solid play. Like nice and safe. Able to not that meichthys can know about it, but bbjme with the jacks there potentially could be pretty huge. 5 comes out from both players. They draw back up. Double queens for meichthys. I wonder if you drop one of those 6s for meichthys here.
He's got so many queens in his hand that he's probably, I was just going to say he's probably happy to drop a 6 and then queen, but I guess I'm wrong. He's dropping the queen first and going for some early pressure. I mean, maybe he just wants to go for check here.
Yeah, definitely could do that. Not much bbjme can do except for the ace. Does have that ace in the pocket, though. Able to potentially counter any points coming through. 10 does come down. Ace immediately drops. Meichthys a little caught out on that one. Does have another king. Ooh, that jack's rough.
Neither really.
Yeah, the three could be pretty clutch.
Right. There's enough stuff in the scrap that you kind of get your pick of the litter. It's not necessarily the worst tempo play, but meichthys might now go back for a 2 and
does go back for a 2. Meichthys doesn't really care about the 6 coming down. He's okay with that.
He's got another queen king. Doesn't really help with this initial board, but he's got it for the next time. The problem is just that he doesn't have enough points for check.
That is very true, but the queen really does shut down those quadruple jacks in bbjme's hand. Yeah. That is unreal. bbjme is just
going for that 7. Do you play the 5? I think you do. You got the space in hand for it.
Yeah, I think the 5 could be good here. The 3 being able to pull something is a little slower.
Right.
Like just card value wise, but do you want meichthys to be able to pull the 3? That could be also something like
yeah.
Being able to pull something back could be very does decide to go for it. Does meichthys counter it? No.
Nope.
Lets it ride.
Yeah, could have countered the 7 off of the get-go. I feel like at that point it's kind of maybe it's sunk cost fallacy, but once you already let the 7 go through, it's kind of like anything else that comes of it is a wash.
bbjme does pull the 10 of hearts back. Meichthys does take the 5.
Great for meichthys.
Yeah, that's very, very good. Meichthys is happy to take that one. Because bbjme really doesn't have any pressure that he can put down. Can play that 10 or the 9, but meichthys gets the 4-10 off of that 5 pretty huge.
Got enough points for check now.
Yep, 7 comes down. I think Baby Jamie just takes the king.
Oh, he's the king. All right. You know, Baby Jamie's like, hey, we both can play this silly check game thing that you like to do. I'm ready for it.
Yep. Baby Jamie won't know that meichthys has that 10 of spades to counter. Oh, just drops it and says, what you gonna do?
And it might be the answer is nothing.
I think that...
You could bounce. You could bounce.
Could bounce. I think it can only bounce the queen, though. I think that's how that works.
I thought you could bounce the... You can't bounce the 10?
I think with the queen protecting it, I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
It has been a minute since I have seen this particular situation.
Right. Very unique.
But I think the 9 would have to... Yeah, that's... Yeah, so that is it. It would actually have to bounce the queen first, and so meichthys is able to just play the 4 or a nice perfect coverage. Very good game.
Well
wow, that was a sorry I missed the beginning of that firecracker, but man. Yeah. Both G-Man and Aleph saying that once that combo is out and with the 2 to cover it, there's nothing that Baby Jamie could have done. So meichthys up 1 in this loser's bracket game. Let's hop into game 2. meichthys on the top of your screen with queen double 10s. Very solid.
Also, in our 7th, 8th place match, ButterBothSides and MonarchMan are going back and forth 1-1. So this, I mean, does seem like that's a pretty even matchup for these folks. I'd be curious to see who takes it. Yep,
meichthys dropping that queen, stuffing the jack of Baby Jamie there. Baby Jamie does have double 6s, very strong. 5 comes out. Another 10. Oh my word, the power. We could go for the 30-point win.
Right.
7 comes out.
You probably go for the 6 here, right? I mean, it's just something you'd rather not see in your opponent's hand. Given
I absolutely agree. Queen does come down from Baby Jamie, at least respecting the chance that meichthys has the 2.
Yeah. Also a safe play. I mean, I think that, you know, if I were in his shoes, I would have been tempted to drop a queen early on, a 6 early on, especially before getting my own face cards down there. But maybe Baby Jamie's hoping to you know, kind of eat one of meichthys's removals early on, especially given that he already just played a 6.
Yeah, probably just maybe respecting that too a little too much. Of course, you know, playing conservatively usually doesn't bite you.
Right.
You know, play if he does drop that 6 though, and meichthys had the 2, that could be game ending. You know, of course. So, you know, playing it a little bit safer, making sure that 6 can go off when he wants it to. meichthys is in an interesting position here, because if Baby Jamie has an ace, there is nothing that meichthys can do about it if he overcommits on points. And those 2 3s in his hand really are just kind of dead weight right now.
He needs a 5 to be able to threaten check with something cheap. And it's unfortunate because 2 of the 5s are already in played, so it's sort of like in the 33 cards that are left, what are the odds? Unless you burn a 3 for the 5, I wouldn't do it, but you know.
I think it's not a terrible plan if, depending upon what Baby Jamie does here. If Baby Jamie doesn't really play a threat here, 6 does come out. Nothing meichthys can do, but does meichthys care?
Probably not so much. I mean, it kind of, you know, they both...
It's kind of neutral.
Yeah, right. And honestly, Baby Jamie burns his own queen with that. So it's sort of in meichthys's favor in a way.
Yeah, force Baby Jamie to take his turn and, you know, 2 cards to 1 in favor of meichthys, only losing 1 card there.
Good tempo for meichthys more so than Baby Jamie.
G-Man saying never 3 for a 5. Don't tempt me. I will do it, G-Man.
G-Man, I've never qualified for any tournaments. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about.
5 is my favorite card, so I would consider it. So queen comes out. Threatening check here. They're 8 scuttle. Yeah, that's really the only play. meichthys can really just kind of drop those 10s, and even if an ace comes out, there's nothing. Well, meichthys doesn't have a 2. 3, right. Playing it safe. Not wanting to overcommit the points in case there's an ace there. 3 does come out for the scuttle. Don't see that all the time.
Oh, we're gonna see an even higher value scuttle here. Although it's not our bingo yet. I think it's the scuttle over scuttle by 7. I think is our
Yeah, scuttling a 3 with a 10 would
yeah.
qualify. Another value
Another
card
value
coming
gain.
out. Meichthys just is pushing
Does
the
he go for it?
accelerator
Yeah.
to the floor. Please play the third 10 to win. Just please. Just please do it so we can get it
He
on the
doesn't
bingo
really.
card.
I mean,
Meichthys, please do it.
he did the perfect score last time. Is he gonna go for this? He does the
Ah,
perfect
didn't do
score.
it.
Oh no. Mechthus doesn't want to
Meichthys.
flex the 10.
But Meichthys, I think that
I
means that he
I,
takes
res-
it.
I respect the perfect score.
Yeah,
That's some
I
nice.
respect it, but also I really wanted the 30-point win. I really wanted it.
Yeah, but there's just something so satisfying about whether or not your opponent knows it. I had it perfectly. I had it more than perfectly, but I had it perfectly too.
Yeah,
Blackjack always.
yeah. No, I absolutely respect the 21 play there. So
And
with
Magnus which really commanding play that I don't know if I would necessarily say it was better draws or better piloting, but 2-0
yeah,
against Baby Jamie. So Baby Jamie, who's by all rights a very very strong
and
player.
in
Not
fact,
not.
actually, that is a 3+ seed upset.
Oh, it is. There you go.
So we did finally get that.
Well done, Mechthus. And honestly, I mean, I think well done, Baby Jamie as well. There were definitely some points, with Baby Jamie not knowing their opponent's hand, us having obviously this
Mechthus said in the chat, I should have gotten the 30-point game. I didn't see that on the bingo card. That's pretty funny. So our next match is going to be G-Man versus Mechthus.
Yep.
Mechthus making, dropping down into the losers bracket.
This would be another huge upset though if he gets this win.
Yeah,
I mean, it would
Mechthus,
be against
but
another
Mechthus
veteran.
is on a bit of a tear here, taking down ButterBothSides and Baby Jamie. Baby Jamie and Avi will be playing for the 5th place match, having both gotten knocked out in losers round 2. So we will see where Mechthus and G-Man end up here. G-Man, you better stop watching the stream. We're gonna be watching you now. No cheating now. The G-Man would never.
He's right. He set it to record on a different computer so he can listen to our comments later and tell us please to never 3 for a 5 because
yeah. So G-Man and
Mechthus maybe know
Mechthus.
what he's talking about here.
Here we are. Mechthus played a king, 6'd immediately by G-Man. Just draw right back up. G-Man pops down the king.
Yeah. And
we Mechthus returns the favor.
No one wants kings or 6s. Let's just get those out of this game, please.
Mechthus sitting on triple aces, which is honestly, I would discard 2 of those. That's right, easy. Yeah. Easy choice. I agree with that. Another 4 comes out. I think maybe you get rid of the 3.
Yeah.
And I don't know what else. 3 in the ace, maybe?
Like, there's a world where you hold on to one of the aces. You have not very many high cards in hand, and your opponent, and your
double 7s is a pretty great draw off a 5, though. Like, those give you some pretty nice outs and some solid points.
Yeah, it's interesting to me that he would draw after getting both those 7s. You could easily just jam one of those to.
Yeah, the queen coming out. The queen draw ended up being nice. The 6 does come out from G-Man.
Yep. I would let it go, but who knows? I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world if you really value it and want to hold on to it.
Yeah, I think either way has its advantages. Being able to keep that 2, of course, is nice, but also keeping the queen on board is shutting down potential jacks. 7, heart of the cards. Does he jam the 4, 9, or does he just plop the 9 down for some nice solid points? Yeah, solid points. Hard to argue with. Scuttle comes out from G-Man. But that is a valuable card. 9 points is not nothing for G-Man to have to respond to.
And also now knowing that the next draw is a 4. So if you don't want that 4, you just let your opponent take it. And then you can 7 for maybe something better. And you get another value scuttle here. That's not too bad either for Mechthus.
And Mechthus is pretty okay with that. Does end up taking the 4. 4 comes out. Does G-Man just dump the jacks?
At least one of them, right? Yeah.
Jack and 8 gets rid of his 2 pair. 3 for Mechthus could be handy. 3 comes out.
Goes back for the 2 maybe.
Yeah, I would say the 2
Yeah.
makes the most sense, and that's what he does. The 4 from G-Man here potentially could be devastating. Yep,
Yeah,
here comes the
and
4.
meichthys has this too. I mean, this is a very appealing 2, but he doesn't go for it. He lets it resolve.
7-6, yeah. Does draw
Draws-
another 7 immediately to kind of cover him. G-Man drops the king.
My question here is knowing that you've only got enough gas in hand as meichthys for you can push for the win, or or if you get
7, heart of the cards.
Oh, go for the 2. That's great. You gotta love that.
2 targeting the king. Yeah, that's pretty huge. G-Man does get the queen off of it, however. Like, there were really no good options for meichthys to leave one of those cards. It's not like an easy, oh, that's a 4 or a 5. Like,
Right.
oh, I'm fine with my opponent having that. Queens come out. Nothing can be countered. That 2 sitting in meichthys' hand, not doing as much. Could get rid of the queen himself.
Yeah.
Does
I think at this
kinda
point,
need a
especially with your
6
opponent
here.
sitting on a queen king, you consider dropping the 2 for that queen.
Yeah, all the 6s are out right now. The 2 does come out for the queen.
Yeah.
Nothing to be done there from G-Man. 5 goes off, gets that value, gets that 2. I think you consider 2ing the queen again.
Yep.
I think that's a perfectly legitimate play. Could try and... I think dropping points here, maybe just too aggressive. Decides to draw. Getting that jack, though, is pretty bad. And that's...
and then...
Yeah, ace comes out, forces that down. But now there's nothing meichthys can do in this game.
Right. I think rather than the draw on that jack, it had to have been the 2 on.
Yeah, I think being a little more aggressive on that might have been the play, but maybe he draws into a useful play, hoping that G-Man just doesn't have the points, but G-Man does not leave things half finished.
Yep, you're not wrong. Could have been a very different story if that draw had been an ace instead of another jack. That's a fair thing to call out.
So this is also a best of 5, just to call that out. So G-Man up 1-0 in that. And it looks like the 7th place match did conclude with ButterBothSides taking it 2-1.
There you go. Congrats to both ButterBothSides and Monarch. I mean, just to make it this far, these folks have to beat a number of other players.
Yeah,
over a given season. So.
Everybody here is a fantastic player. Nobody is a slouch. So we'll see G-Man and meichthys game 2 here. meichthys on the top of your screen, starting with the double jacks. 5 comes out from meichthys.
And both players just going for some early draw, but meichthys getting the first points on the board, trying to get a little bit of tempo.
Ooh, that queen is potentially quite troublesome for meichthys. meichthys goes for another 5. Has all 4 jacks, but G-Man's queen, half of his hand is just dead weight right now. And G-Man with the triple aces to sort of counter any aggression. Is there anything like meichthys doesn't want to play the 3, doesn't really want to play the 9 either?
I mean, you play the 3 for points and you bluff and then you draw an ace, and maybe that's, like at the end of the day, maybe
try and bait out G-Man if he has an ace, with the 3 to set up the 11.
Or hope for a scuttle in some way. I mean, at the end of the day, meichthys is at hand limit, so there's really not much else to do. This
does go for the 8. Yeah, that ace getting a lot of value there, unfortunately, for meichthys.
And now not knowing that G-Man's sitting, you little evil villain style, holding on to his other 2, ready to drop him as soon as our poor unsuspecting meichthys drops another point card. No.
Oh, man, those aces.
I don't play. I mean, good play from G-Man. It's you can't hate him. It's smart.
That's just smart play.
It's unreal how unlucky the draw has been for meichthys here with 4, like you called out earlier, those 4 dead jacks.
Yeah, really probably. It's got to play the 2 to get rid of that queen and hope that he's probably just going to pull that queen right back. Yep, sure is. Yep.
G-Man, the very control-oriented player, very meticulous here.
meichthys pulls back the 2 to counter that queen again.
Right, but I think we might get some deja vu here because
G-Man's and he's got 1 more 3. Pulls that queen right back again. I am
Yep.
certain that meichthys is sick of looking at that damn thing.
Yep, and now G-Man is about to have a very clean
9
check here.
bounces the queen. King comes out.
Meichthys can go for the jack. I mean,
Yep,
that's
jacks it.
something.
Queen comes out.
Does he go for the bluff? Yes, he does. I love it, Meichthys. This is good.
Yeah, it slows down G-Man for 1 turn at least. Has to draw here. Oh, that's not it.
To 3. Yeah.
Yeah,
Meichthys,
that's just an
G-Man,
unfortunate pull. Hoping
Not
that
much.
G-Man doesn't have 5 points in hand, but G-Man does.
Well piloted by G-Man. I mean, he saw his strengths there, knew that he could really just sit and be totally invulnerable behind that queen.
Yeah, just kept pulling that back and ran meichthys out of resources. Having all 4 jacks was just unbelievably unfortunate for meichthys. Usually you'd be happy to have that, but with the queen and no way to remove, it ended up being too strong. So G-Man and meichthys game 3. G-Man up 2-0. meichthys on the bottom of your screen with double 4s, king, jack, 10.
This is match point for G-Man if he gets this.
Yeah, I think meichthys maybe drops the 4s back to back. Oh, just threatening outright.
I like this. It's good check, and I mean,
yeah,
he draws
forcing value. Ace comes out. Yep. Oh, that's another king. Oh no, the 4. Ah, that's a heartbreaker.
Yeah. Not much really he could have done about that. He play really any order that he plays that in. The nice thing though is, I mean, if he gets the right thing here.
5 could draw him out of it. Oh no. 7 into 7. Do it.
7, yeah. We get another.
No. Probably the 5, I think, makes more sense.
Yeah,
because you get to draw that 9 anyway.
Right, exactly.
9 and then the 6. Oh man.
Yeah.
G-Man just keeps having the answers here.
And and now with like a really commanding advantage of
Oh, that's 6 though. That's 6 from meichthys. That's so huge.
It's basically the same. It's man. Deja vu moment. It's right back to where they were before. And meichthys really has check here. This is great. He's got
it. No, that's it. meichthys has checkmate. There's nothing G-Man could do.
Well done, meichthys. And you
just had to hope that meichthys didn't have the points. meichthys coming around in game 3, taking down G-Man. Now G-Man only up 2-1. Of course, 3 match point games potentially in a row that meichthys has to take down.
But I mean, that was just lightning fast play from both players. They saw that their paths. They tried, and I don't really think I saw a mispilot at any moment.
No, I think really that was just very well played from both players. So we'll get into game 4 here from G-Man and meichthys. meichthys on top of your screen, kind of a mid-rangey hand. Double 6s is nice. Double 3s is not nice. Queen comes out, immediate 6.
And it's not nice off the start, but it could be nice, in a late game situation.
Yeah, G-Man also sitting on double 3s. Right. Could go for that same 3 queen play that we saw 2 games ago.
And just knowing that G-Man's like also, a more methodical player, that he doesn't necessarily always just push for tempo on the board. He's
3 comes out from meichthys. Yeah. What does he want? He wants that queen.
And I guess I'm confused with the other 6. I guess the 6, say, hey, like that queen, it's scary enough.
Yep. King comes out, although meichthys did pull out that 6 to protect his king. 4 comes out.
And meichthys has some pretty easy discards here. I mean, he's got 2.
Yeah, 3 and 7, I think I agree with. Picking up another 6 here is pretty nice.
Right. I think I might have gone with the 3 and the 6 because you use that 7 to put check on the board, use that 7 to draw into check. I mean, teach their own.
I think maybe you go for the 6 here.
Right. No, you just go for check.
All right.
G-Man's gotta
respond.
Respond, yeah. And meichthys
G-Man does have double aces. I think maybe you draw here as meichthys. Oh, that ace is
Oh,
getting
yikes.
value.
Yeah, lots of it.
That's a shame. Another king. 2 comes out. 2 scrap that king. That's pretty nice, actually, for meichthys. Probably
Yeah,
not
you gotta
terribly
you
upset
gotta
by that.
wonder, was that
5
maybe a
comes
little
out.
preemptive? Did G-Man do that, with too much caution, or was that just a, a good heads-up play? I'm not
Or
sure yet.
gets value out of that 4 for points, too.
For sure, he's had a lot of high scuttles out of G-Man this game.
Oh, boy. G-Man
There's check.
has to bounce.
Yep.
Think. Yeah, play the...
Yep, go for check in a different manner.
Yeah, play 6 for points.
Can be jacked, but
Yep, but
still has check.
that gets that off the board. King comes out. Yeah, that's it. Meichthys.
Nothing else.
Meichthys. 2.
Going for the reverse sweep. It's 2-2.
Yeah, Meichthys coming back around against one of, historically one of the most dominant players in the scene. This has been a very exciting back and forth set of matches here. So it all comes down to this. We will see whether G-Man or meichthys can take this game. Of course, there's always an opportunity for draws, but meichthys really getting down to business here. Both players drawing G-Man on the top of your screen, meichthys on the bottom. You like to see that 5 early. Glass's 8 comes out from G-Man, giving him the information of meichthys' hand.
Gets the 7 for the 7, though, right? 7
Just plays for the 7 for points.
Interesting. I'm not sure. If you had the 7, you could have just played it for points in the first place. You scryed once, why not scry again, right?
Yeah, I think either way is kind of good here. 7 puts a little bit of pressure down on G-Man, like
Just
threatening the
early
check
checks.
here. Of course, G-Man can ace, knowing that meichthys doesn't have it. The ace can still come out from G-Man. Does have to here.
Gets more value out of that, though. I mean, gets the 9 instead. That's not too bad.
Yeah, I think, meichthys wants to draw here. Maybe you drop that 4. Nope. Just goes for
Maybe
it.
drop
5
5.
draw up. Double 4s.
Now, maybe you drop the 4s.
6
Or
comes
you get
out.
rid of glasses. I mean, that's fair too. It's definitely, you've got 27 more cards left to draw on the deck. It's definitely nice to get rid of those earlier than later.
Yeah, and meichthys has another 6 to counteract that. 4 comes out from G-Man. I think you maybe just consider dropping both 4s.
That's an
Nope,
interesting call.
4 ace.
I would want to have held on to them just to kind of, pay back in kind. I think just blind, not knowing what your opponent has, but knowing that you can deny them cards for back-to-back turns.
Yeah, 10
with
comes
nothing on the
out.
table in the tempo. Yep.
Ace.
And there's that ace right away. Doesn't want to... No nonsense here.
10.
Another 10. Meichthys really is going for tempo, and
I
do
think
we
he can just
see,
jack it back, force G-Man into
force
the
jack.
jack attack here. And
hat trick
just
for jacks.
drop the 6 and say, well, what you gonna do?
Yeah, get my thing back, I guess. It's
Yeah,
not too
well,
bad.
and take those 2 jacks out of G-Man's hand. That's some pretty
Right.
decent value there.
At the end of the day, I think it comes out even because it's a jack and 6 to 2 jacks.
Yeah. I think just removing that option from G-Man, of course, he gets it back with the 3.
Although meichthys could also say, hey, that's a good idea. There's probably another jack in that pile I might be able to grab. Yeah, look at him go.
Yep. Now, does he go for a 6 or does he go for the jack here? Does go for the jack. 9 comes
Seems
out.
a safer play. And then the question is, does he threaten check here
I think he has to.
rather than draw?
Yeah, I
Let's
think
go for
so.
check.
Jack back.
G-Man, yeah. G-Man doesn't really have
9
option
bounce. I think he has to play. Yeah, 4-1 off. Oh, that's brutal.
And And now G-Man gets to draw, but meichthys buys himself another turn to use this jack.
Yep, is able to get his jack back on the board. 3 comes out.
Is he going to go for a 2? It goes for another jack.
Oh, but meichthys!
There it is. It's our bingo card.
Yep, we'll have to pop that on there. Quad jack.
And there you go, meichthys. You get the. You also
Wow.
get your 30.
And meichthys gets the 30-point win and quadruple jack to come back for the reverse sweep.
You're
so
right.
quad jacks, 30-point win. Meichthys on a tear.
And also with the 3-seed upset, not to mention some other. I mean, we got.
We did. We got meichthys has had 2 3+ seed upsets in a row now. Like what an unreal set of matches there.
Seems like we'll be getting meichthys versus Aleph in the finals. Best of 5.
Well, meichthys has to go through SUBMARINO first.
Oh, correct.
For the losers bracket final.
Right.
Which is another best of 5. So SUBMARINO versus meichthys. Meichthys just absolutely tearing through the losers bracket. He needed that one match to get knocked down, and now it's the salty run back. This is a rematch of the first round where meichthys got knocked down into the losers bracket. SUBMARINO is the one who knocked him down, and we'll see if meichthys can get his revenge here. During this, Avi and bbjme are still going. They're tied 1-1 in the 5th place match.
If I remember correctly, so the SUBMARINO meichthys previous match, it was 2-1 in SUBMARINO's favor?
I believe so, yes.
meichthys did win 1 round, okay.
SUBMARINO meichthys losers finals. Players are getting into game. All right, let's get into it. SUBMARINO versus meichthys. Losers finals. The best of 5 match. SUBMARINO on top of your screen. meichthys on the bottom. meichthys with the double 4s. Does play the 5 to double up. meichthys has already played a queen and it gets sixed already. Let's see. SUBMARINO plays the 9 out. 4 comes out from meichthys just to drain some of those resources.
And I gotta imagine there'll be a 3 gone here, right? Doesn't really need that. And meichthys with the next 4. Love it.
I'm sure SUBMARINO is...
Yeah, that's all I need to say. None of this nonsense.
Does meichthys just go for it? Just play the 2 just to counter... Yes, he does.
Yep.
The spite 2.
I mean, this is a lot of value for meichthys. It's really like when your hand is this tiny and the game is still very early on, it does put you in my opinion, it does give him, kind of a commanding position here.
Yeah, definitely. And SUBMARINO is very familiar with it's 7. I'm seeing that 7 cards on one side of the board as well in our last match, apparently.
Oh, nice. Missed that. Good call out. But looks like, SUBMARINO has a strong check here. If he draws into the right thing, nope.
Ace comes
I'm
out.
I'm myself for 2 seconds.
See. 3 comes out from SUBMARINO. What does he want to pull back? Pulls back the jack. 5 for meichthys is pretty good here. Oh, that queen from meichthys could be very good. Those 2 jacks from SUBMARINO now just not doing any favors. 9 comes out, can be scuttled by SUBMARINO. 10 comes out, and that's it. meichthys takes game 1. Very well handled by meichthys.
I want to say I feel like we've seen meichthys improve, make some very, very calculated plays in these last few sets, where in some of the earlier matches there were some moments that I wasn't a little unsure about some of the things, but definitely in these last few rounds meichthys has
absolutely been playing extremely well these last few
Cool,
rounds.
calm, and collected. Played it well. Played to his outs.
Yeah, absolutely. Not really overcommitting or committing as much as he as he thinks he can, and just really playing very, very well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you, DP Brian, for the follow. Appreciate you.
And welcome.
Yeah, welcome. Oh,
meichthys going for the 2. Just really wants to get that queen out of the board. But SUBMARINO saying, hey, joke's on you, pal. I might have a backup and a backup to the backup. You always love to see a plan Z in your hand.
apparently.
Oh, and we're getting an update from Option to Hang.
Yeah.
The name is pronounced meichthys. Meichthys?
Meichthys? Yeah.
Meichthys.
All right.
Thank you, Option to Hang.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
we have just been butchering it the whole time.
Yes.
Hoping
Apologies.
for the best. 7.
I did reach out over Discord. I haven't heard back yet, but we'll confirm.
6 just decides to play it for points here. Meichthys dropping that. Drops an ace and a 9 off of the 4. King comes out, threatening check. SUBMARINO's got to respond with something. Does play the ace here.
Yeah.
Oh. The second 2 most powerful. Or the 2 most powerful 10s. SUBMARINO has to bounce, but he can only bounce the queen.
Right, that's the one, yeah.
And that's it.
There you go. Calls it.
Wow. An absolutely devastating onslaught from Meichthys there. Can Meichthys do the salty run back and get all the way to the winners finals? Like even if they don't win, like that's an incredible run of losing the first match, in your first tournament, and then running it back, winning potentially winning 1, 2, 3, 4 matches in a row.
Yeah, and game started, by the way, and Meichthys is just 2 5s right out the gate. A third 5 in hand if they want, right out the gate.
Nope, 6 comes out, gets rid of that queen, wants nothing to do with that. A second 6 can immediately get dropped. Nope, just jacks.
Yeah, that's check, and that's
counters the 1 jack, but Meichthys says, yes, we've had 1 jack, but what about second jack?
You have to say there's really no reason not to. Well, you could go for blowing away the king. I mean, it's safe.
Yep. And also allows Meichthys to just play the jacks with no fear.
Yep.
Just jack the 8, and even if that 4 comes out from SUBMARINO, it's not going to be enough.
Well, he
does bounce it.
Still gets check here, and that's...
And it still does. The 4 still is not enough.
Right. Another... I mean, that was just another lightning fast... Whoa, wait.
Yeah, can just jack the 10.
Yeah, I was going to say... The style points. Doesn't go for the points in hand, goes for the other card.
Like, I'll take your points. Thank you. Right. So with that, Meichthys goes 3-0?
Yes, that's, I believe, correct. And so it looks like we'll see Meichthys against Aleph for the final.
Okay. Let me try and do that thing that you sent me.
Yeah, no sweat. While we've got a pause, want to give a friendly shout out to all the folks out there. As we've spoken about in the past, Cuttle is an open source project. It's Aleph's passion project. He's been working on it for quite some time. But aside from Aleph, there are...
Got it up on the stream now.
Thank you. There's a huge number of other contributors, so I just want to take a glance back. We thanks to the powers of GitHub, have a glimpse of who's contributed what over time. I'm not sure, the stream might not have updated just yet.
There it is.
Awesome. Just to call out some of the names for some of these people. So Harsh 619, again, these people are just heroes and contributors to development over time. Havelzo4, Posto Rocco, Actions User, it's a clever name. Seriously Sean, Jonas Thayers, Dushy Ant Pant 5, R008, Alex VCS. I mean, again, thank you to every single person on this list. Your contributions are truly, truly appreciated. We would not be here today being able to do any of this if it wasn't for all of you and all of your valuable contributions. So again, thank you for your time and efforts in helping Aleph with this project that he dearly, clearly loves so, so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely a big shout out to everybody. We just showed some of the people who were actively posting updates and everything for the last year or so. So there's a whole huge list of names.
And thank you to those folks there.
Wow, they're already into game 2 of the grand final. Aleph apparently won one immediately while we were doing our shoutouts.
They snuck one out under us. That's lightning quick.
Yeah, so let's get into game 2. Aleph wasting no time. There we go. Meichthys on the top of your screen, Aleph on the bottom. David versus Goliath here, really. Meichthys playing absolutely out of their mind.
Yeah, and again, one of the player that's really made an incredible tournament run so far, and whether or not Meichthys secures the
We've said it wrong so many times. Now we have to remember to say it right.
Whether or not they secure the win here, really, truly.
An incredible run. Absolutely well played. Even if they were to fall here to Aleph, like mad props for making that run.
We all know it's really the rigged card shuffler that's giving Aleph the dub here, and truly there's only one winner that we can all celebrate at the end of the day.
Yeah, I gotta give it to him. Let's see. Take this. Counters the 5. Aleph can choose to counter again. Decides to hold on to that too. Let's see.
Really, another check here, just commanding board presence from Aleph.
Yeah, probably has to go for the 10 scuttle or the 6 scuttle. 6 1-off countered. Yeah, that's going to be game 2.
Aleph wasting no time, just
going up 2-0 and making Meichthys go the long way. He has to win 3 games in a row here, and then another match if he does that.
Right. It would truly be the salty run back run of all times if
Meichthys pulls that off. Yeah. Like unreal. Like
everyone does love a bracket reset, so let's see. We do get match point here.
Yeah, let's see. Players are getting into game 3 here. There's a little bit of song and dance that you have to do for first play, first draw. Aleph on the top of your screen. Meichthys immediately dropping the 5. Triple 8s in hand. 4 is always a nice one. Queen is lovely. Pretty solid hand here for Meichthys. Drops that queen out there. 4 immediately comes out for points.
I mean, Aleph, with 4, 7, and 10, he's got that 3 card right on the money. Oh, and also, or he's just got the king, and now it's checked. He's going to try and, hope for a value scuttle out of this.
Yeah. Meichthys has to decide. Yeah, does get the value out of it.
And now Aleph gets to say, hey, I've got another one. And the question
I don't think Meichthys can do anything here. The 9 can be countered. Doesn't do it.
I don't think you can counter a 9. The bounce is not considered a one-off in that way.
Oh, interesting.
Fairly certain. We can double check it with Aleph after this game.
Yeah.
Or maybe G-Man, who's listening and seems to know all the rules and also knows not to please 3 for a 5. Look, G-Man, I was thinking about crazy things. The 3 for the 5 seemed reasonable in the moment.
So points get scuttled off.
Meichthys buys more time. It worked out.
Aleph. Oh man, Meichthys is just holding on by a thread. That 5 could be huge.
It does seem like it might be. And Aleph
9 and king. That's something. Aleph gets his own 5. Oh, and he pulls another 2.
Yeah, that's looking like a strong hand for Aleph. Let's see how meichthys runs this, though. I mean, he's got a backup queen. He's got options.
Yeah, lets that go. Probably can just plop that
Draw
other queen down there. Yeah.
Does Aleph really? No, he goes for the draw. I'm proud of Olive's trigger finger there. I'm sure he very much was considering dropping the 2 on the queen, but it seems like drawing up and keeping his paths more open is the safer route in this match.
Yeah, and meichthys can't know that Aleph doesn't have a 6.
Right.
Maybe seeing the 2-2s come off to target the queen might be a
yeah, it's
enough.
A good tell. Right, meichthys gets the read on it, and the question is, does he go for a check here with a 4? But Aleph probably going to go back for that 2, right?
I think he has to. Yeah, absolutely.
Right, the safe call seems reasonable.
6 does come in for meichthys here,
and Aleph throws down check. I mean,
I think meichthys has to go for the scuttle
right?
on that play. 7, because the ace is not safe. This is for all the marbles, so.
And Aleph drawing some good value scuttles here. I mean, he keeps tempo.
I think if you're meichthys, maybe you just drop the ace and try and see if Aleph will try and protect that 10.
Yeah. You got to know he's got that 2 since he went back for it.
Oh, he's the big bluff. Oh, and he gets it.
Has to drop the 2 on one of them. I mean, he doesn't.
Oh, man. 4 comes out. I think you drop. Oh, man. What do you drop here? 4, 6. Okay. Oh, but Aleph has another 4. That's devastating.
I mean, drawing a 4 out on just 1 card and it's not even the right thing. You're probably not too upset about it.
Oh, he gets it. No.
Wait.
He didn't play it.
Yeah, he drew again.
He didn't play it.
He didn't play it. Interesting.
Oh, no. Jack, and then Aleph can jack back.
Yeah, and then he's got perfectly 21 in hand without... You can't scuttle that.
I'm just drawing up.
He
7 comes out. He'll play the 9 for points. Right. Could play the 9 to bounce.
Bounce the jack and get it back in your... No, I think that'd be silly. I think that if you play the 10 here and... Oh, check. It's probably...
This is a tough decision.
Gotta bounce, but the sad part is...
9 bounces the jack, but Aleph can just jack it right back again.
Goes for the other...
But that's scuttleable.
Right. Interesting, Aleph.
But Aleph can still jack the 10, and meichthys can't respond.
Right.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's 6 coming a turn too late, and that's going to be it.
Shame for meichthys. He did have that chance there. He could have gotten that.
Yeah, that's just an unfortunate misclick there, I think.
Yeah, misclick. Yeah, makes sense.
But really well played. Congratulations to Aleph. Yeah, meichthys knows. He saw it. That's it. But a hell of a run from meichthys, though. Unbelievable play.
And especially against somebody, I mean, Aleph's been playing this game not just since, he invented the website and what we play on today, but since him and his sister found this card game decade and change ago. I mean, Aleph is, of all of the veterans out there, Aleph might be one of the most veteran-y veterans to exist.
Yeah, absolutely. Probably the person who's been playing this game for, certainly in the online version, has been playing it for the longest, and probably one of those people who've played the game for a ridiculous amount of time compared to just about anybody else on the planet, I'm sure. I'm sure there may be some people who have been playing it in card form for many, many years, but still.
I would guess we want to bring Aleph in and congratulate him on his rigged card his amazing play, and discuss, some of the decisions that led to these moments. So let's try to
thank you also for following Posoroco29. Welcome. Let me
believe that's one of our developers. So special shout out.
Yeah, thank you.
Again,
Thank you for all your hard work. Thanks everybody for being here.
here we go. We've got Aleph, the winner of today's tournament. Aleph, got any words for us?
It's such a privilege. I mean, I'm hugely grateful to everybody for coming out and playing and watching, and to both of you, Toph and Dr. Dulcimer, for streaming today. I mean, it's kind of crazy to think back to me about years ago when like this game that's so dear to my heart was nearly lost to time entirely. Like nobody really knows the origins of Cuttle very clearly anyway, but it seems like it's the oldest game of its kind, and it's been played since maybe the 70s, and yet it was never like wildly popular at any point in time.
Yeah, so very
I
quickly
fell in love with it.
before we go to talk about the matches, Aleph, do you want to describe a little bit of just the origin story? How did you find Cuttle? When?
Yeah, gladly. So about, I guess, 11 years ago. Holy cow! In like 2013, I was hanging out with my sister in our grandparents' place, looking for something to do, and we wanted to play a card game, but we were like bored of other ones. So we just like looked up games A to Z on an encyclopedia called Pagat.com, which is still like a fantastic place to learn to play card games. And we were just scrolling through like 1v1 games A to Z, and we thought, Cuddle, that's a weird name. Like, let's give that a shot. And immediately we were like, this is the bomb. Like, holy cow, this is so much fun to play. Give me more of this, essentially. So we played like an insane amount at that time, and then realized like we want to be able to play with other people, but like nobody that we knew had ever heard of the game. Um, and so for years, like I only got to play Cuddle with people who I taught to play, essentially directly, or that my sister did occasionally, like a little bit more indirectly, or a friend of a friend situation. But like it was all very like centered around the people that I very directly interacted with. And then I a friend taught me some of the basics of like programming websites, and I was fascinated and like wanted to make something cool. And so I like set out to make a site to play Cuddle because there wasn't one, and I liked the game. And in hindsight, that was crazy. I had no idea what I was doing at the time, and it took maybe 3 years to get a draft of something that we could actually play. And it was garbage. I mean, like you could play Cuddle if you knew how to play and you really wanted to, despite the fact that it was just like kind of a steaming pile of crap.
The moments where we had to compile the game on our computer just to be able to play against one another.
Yeah, there was that, and then it was online, but it was still hideous. And eventually, I sort of like rebuilt it with another friend, and that version was one where we really sat down and tried to do design work, essentially. And at that point, when we launched that version that I now kind of consider the beta back in 2021, we hosted like the first tournament for Cuddle, played online, I think, ever. I got like 8 people. We're literally like every person that I could get to play, and the total was 8. And it was like, okay, like please join us. We'll do the first online tournament. It was a blast. And then we started the Wednesday night Cuddle event to get like, so there was a time that you could show up and play because there were still so few people playing that if you wanted to play at any random moment, it was unlikely that you were going to be able to. But this way, we had a regular event every Wednesday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. That if you show up, like guaranteed, you're going to be able to play as much Cuddle as you want, essentially.
And also, I believe we have our Thursday time slot now as well. We've expanded out. So, Olive, now let's like to talk about gameplay a little bit. Do you have a pivotal moment, some a match that you against a certain player that you want to kind of go back and talk about review quickly?
Yeah, I mean, I would say, my match against bbjme was incredibly heated and really back and forth the whole time. That was like a nail biter every game. Each game was different, and I think that was one of the toughest matches like I played this set. I was pretty
Greg,
fortunate.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Mhm.
Also, correct me if
In
I'm wrong.
both
Jamie's someone who's been
semifinals
in.
and finals.
He's been in. Baby Jamie's in every tournament this year, if I'm not mistaken. So
Yeah,
Baby
I believe
Jamie is
so as well.
really one of the seasoned competitors that
Hmm.
and shout out to Baby Jamie for that. I mean, that is truly an accomplishment. If any other moments, any other opponents that stand out to you?
I mean, the final. So I'll say there were great matches throughout the entire tournament, and like both with Submarino and meichthys, I think we had some really great matches, especially like the last game against meichthys. I think was like a scrambling nail biter, which is always a whole lot of fun. Um, I thought everybody played well. It was a great set all around. Um, I did, especially towards the end, I got some pretty strong hands that I think maneuvered effectively with. Um, but I mean, in that last game with meichthys, when they had like king queen out, and then I top decked a 6
Yeah.
to deal with that was like incredibly lucky to get basically the perfect card off the top of the deck. Um, so there's always luck as well as skill, I would say, but um, really everybody played well, and I think we saw some incredible cuddle today. And it speaks to how far the community has come. That's sort of the point of my meandering story, I would say, about the history of the game and the community. Like the first tournament that we played online, it was just like, are there 8 people in the world who want to show up and play this game right now? And like, by God, there were, and we could play a tournament, you know? And now it's like, there's a leaderboard. You have to earn a spot to play in this tournament. And everybody today proved that they earned that spot by playing well. And that's just so cool. Like, we really have something going here that is a whole lot of fun. And I'm just so honored and privileged to be a part of it. I'm really grateful for everybody coming out today because, again, like this easily could never have come to pass. Um, but Cuddle's alive and thriving, and it's growing, and that is just so amazing to see.
Yeah, it's really amazing, and seeing new players like meichthys and Monarch come in, and you know
Mhm.
you know new players to the tournament side of things as far as my memory is working.
That is
Yeah,
correct.
yeah,
Jamie shared a
this
link.
season.
It's this is indeed their first tournament.
Yeah, so that even just that, with having, it would be one thing if we had the same 8 or 9 people being in basically every tournament, but there's
Right.
still new blood. There's new players coming in. They're winning games, taking games off of, I mean, if you look at meichthys, particularly in this tournament, you know getting knocked down by Submarino in the first round and then just rampaging through the losers bracket all the way up
Yeah,
to take you on in the grand finals, is like, that's incredible. Like, that would be incredible
it
for
was
any
awesome.
player, but it's even more
Yeah,
impressive coming from someone who has not played in tournament play before, and that's
I thoroughly agree.
like that's certainly a light of hope for the continuation of high level cuddle play.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree, and I think we're in to see some amazing play in Worlds because of it. So stay tuned because in a month on February 10th, we're going to have the World Championship, which is the culmination of the past year of competitive play with the top players throughout like the entire year of our championship tournaments. And something that I think is really cool about our competitive format is that you can come in relatively late in the game, like in the Spades season, as meichthys did, and if you play well, you can get a spot in Worlds. Like your ranked play gets you a chance at the championship, the tournaments, the season championships, and then that can earn you a spot in Worlds. And we're seeing that with meichthys right now, who through that second place placement earned enough points to tie for the seventh and eighth place spots, essentially. So they just earned a spot in the Cuddle World Championship next month after their first tournament ever. That's an amazing achievement, and it's something that I really think keeps our competitive environment exciting and thriving because anything can happen.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's always exciting to see new players doing really well. People coming into the scene. I mean, going back a little ways. Seeing like Ergosa coming into the scene and just playing very well, dominating for part of 2023. G-Man and yourself and Submarino and like all of these very dominant players like in different times of the game, being able to come together and play each other and seeing sort of the new guard take on the old guard in some of these matches. And I'm very excited to watch meichthys and other new players going through Worlds and then going into the 2024 season.
Me too. It's never been such an exciting time, I think, in the history of the game.
Yeah,
As
it
the
just
whole
keeps getting better.
scene grows.
Just keeps getting better, and the play keeps getting better, and people are really have certain styles and play very different. They play very differently, and that's always really exciting to see. There've been a lot more sort of aggressive players that are being able to play very well, and the more calculated and controlling kind of players are also like it could go either way depending upon some draws, some like a specific play. It can come down to a single turn in either direction. Just great.
Yeah. So I think that's something that's really exciting. And we've got such a tough roster for Worlds this year. I mean, it's amazing. There's everybody on it has really played exceptionally well and earned a spot in the Cuttle World Championship. And even, I mean,
finalized list there. Do you want to give some shout outs to a couple to the names?
Yeah. So notably, I think it's important for us to observe that Ergosa took this past Spades season off and was not competing in this season effectively or this Spades Championship tournament. But Ergosa is still the top seed with 52 championship points, basically from playing in the other for getting like third and 2 first places in the past championships. And so Ergosa is the top seed and still a player to very much watch for sure. Though we'll see what a season off has done as well. And so it'll be Ergosa and myself and G-Man, Submarino, Avi, Launcelin, who also hasn't played this season, but tied for 7th with meichthys after their sort of triumphant run through the losers bracket. Those are our top 8 players for the 2023 competitive year of Cuttle.
Well, it sounds pretty stacked. I mean, there are a lot of tournament winners. Even if they haven't won one this year, they've either come close, like meichthys, or G-Man and several other players have all won tournament season tournaments in the past. So I think it's going to be pretty stacked. It's going to be a tight race to the finish line for anyone. It really could literally go to any of those 8 players. I could see winning the whole thing, which is just fantastic.
I'm so excited. Oh man. So
yeah.
Mark your calendars, folks. Saturday, February 10th at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, the Cuttle World Championship.
Yeah.
In the meantime, thank you everyone for joining us. Cuttle Cryptid, would you like to take us out for the evening?
Let's do it. Thanks everybody for coming and watching these great Spades games. Congratulations to Aleph again for winning, and a special shout out, I think in this case, to meichthys for absolutely just running rampant through the lower bracket and giving us one hell of a Cinderella story there. Congratulations on getting all the way to the grand finals. That is no mean feat. Thanks everybody for coming and watching. Thank you very much to Aleph for hopping in for a bit of an interview. Thank you again to Doctor for coming and being my co-host here.
Cheers.
I am the Cuttle Cryptid, and we will catch you for the next one, the World Championships on February 10th. See you all then.
Take care. Be well, everyone.
Thanks, folks.